50 years after the UIM sanctioned the first official World Drivers' Championship in 1964, Class 1 makes an historic debut in China as Sanya hosts the first round of the 2013 UIM Class 1 World Powerboat Championship. Sanya is a slice of paradise just waiting to be discovered. It sits at the southernmost tip of China on spectacular Hainan Island, a booming resort city nestled among tropical islands and endless stretches of sandy beaches. China's new super wealthy have made it their French Riviera, parking their ultra-luxury yachts alongside traditional fishing boats. There's a 5-star hotel going up almost every other day to meet demand. Sanya has a host of outdoor activities, an endless array of natural beauty to explore, an Eastern mystique and ancient culture, an electric, pulsating city, and some of the happiest people on Earth. It was just a matter of time before Sanya found its perfect match in Class 1, the biggest, fastest, most expensive boat race on water. This is the first round of an action-packed season that will be contested over 4 continents in 2013. Let's meet the teams who will be fighting for the World Championship title. The competition ratchets up a notch this year with new teams and drivers entering the fray alongside hardened veterans. All in all, a total of 8 teams and 9 boats kick off the Sanya GP. The team to beat, Victory 3, an indomitable force, the defending world champions, driver Arif Al-Zafin and throttleman Mohammed Al-Mari, carrying on the partnership that earned them a clean sweep of the World, European, Middle Eastern, and EDOX Championships in 2012. Visun Sanya, number 86, carries the colors of China and the event organizer with 2 of Norway's most talented powerboat racers, throttleman Paul-Erik Nielsen and driver Marit Stromoy, an accomplished F1 driver who makes a return to Class 1 in the same boat she drove in Brazil in 2010. Italian outfit Fendi Racing continues with a solid and exciting Luca Formili Fendi and Giovanni Carpitella in Fendi 10, who finished 3rd in the rankings last year. They've been improving year by year and are now one of the most serious contenders in Class 1. They will run a second entry, Fendi 8, with 2 new pilots, the flashy Englishman Miles Jennings driving and the cool Italian Alfredo Amato on throttle. Victory Estrella, which started off with a bang last year, is back with newcomer throttleman Roscoe Wooleton and Australian driver Darren Nicholson. Another shake-up in Polyform as Giampaolo Montevocchi races with young rookie Salim Al-Adidi. Montevocchi has been in over 101 races and is not impressed easily, but was immediately taken by the talented newbie. Last year's world number 4, Szabo Isiklar, are determined to make Victory sweat. The Norwegian-Turkish combo of Christian Zaborowski and Uğur Işık are now in their 3rd year together and have been putting in some serious training in the run-up to this Grand Prix. Team Abu Dhabi features 38-year-old Tommaso Poli on throttle with newcomer Faleh Al-Mansouri, driving alongside him in his first ever Class 1 race. Rounding out the teams is Italian outfit Farlock GI, which once again features veteran throttleman Luca Nicolini alongside driver Gianmaria Gabbiani. The Chinese Grand Prix circuit is set in the scenic Sanya Bay, featuring a unique L-shaped racecourse with long straights and tight turns. The races will feature regular laps and short laps, which were first introduced in the last round of 2012 at the Abu Dhabi GP. The EDOX pole position determines the starting lineup and which 3 boats will qualify for the first starting gate. Last year's EDOX champions, Victory, stuck to their winning ways to post a blistering fastest lap time of 3 minutes, 4.58 seconds. Szabó Isoklar were having a good run of it, in second position, 12 seconds off the pace, followed by Fendi Racing. Szabó Isoklar and Fendi Racing headed back to the pits to change setups.
Well, despite that we're still second, but we're not really happy with this setup that we put together now. We're going to go back to the old setup of this morning and then go out there and then try to get better time and maybe, go for the pole.
Oh, we are full of fuel, We're supposed to have a practice this morning, and we have tried a new propeller, but it's shit. Now we come back in the propeller we know, and we see if we drop. I think we drop a couple of seconds.
Victory was back at the pontoon, waiting while others scrambled to get within reach.
Now, last lap I make it really nice. I push hard to see how I can improve our time. I think 3.5 I think is good. I prefer stop now, relax to see our guys what you do.
Meanwhile, Victory Australia takes second position with a time of 3 minutes, 10.61 seconds, with Team Abu Dhabi also improving its laps, producing a fastest time of 3 minutes, 16.63 seconds. Farouk Giai and Fendi 8 were struggling at the back of the field. Fendi Racing went back out and improved on its time, but it wasn't good enough. Szabó Isoklar drops the hammer to move ahead of Victory Australia into second position, just 1.5 seconds behind Victory, their best EDOX pole result ever. So, Victory 3 win the year's first EDOX pole position, Szabó Isoklar second, and Victory Australia third, making it into the first start gate. Fendi in fourth just misses the cut and settles for the second start gate. Vincent Sagna and Polyform were unable to post a lap time due to technical problems. It was race day as 9 boats prepared to contest the first race of the 2013 season. With pole position in their pockets, the Victory drivers were as confident as ever for continuing their winning ways.
Important for me the start. I have to reach the first buoy, then I have to continue in first position. Thank you.
And then now we are second in pole position. If we take a good start, I'm sure we'll be at least in the first 3. If not, we're going to try to also push Victory for a win. We will see.
I'm very happy with the new pilot. You have a good feeling with the boat. Very nice pilot, unbelievable. First race in Class 1 and it's very good.
It's a field that boasts a bevy of talent. Victory Australia has proven it can race with the best of them with its podium performances last year in Abu Dhabi. But they'll have to keep one eye on Fendi Racing, who start the race in 4th position. Can Fendi 8 at least start the year with some points? And will Farouk Giai push up the ranks with their experience and tenacity? It all remains to be seen. The crowds have lined Sanya Bay in their thousands. Race 1 will be a total of 11 laps, with 1 start lap, 1 short lap, and 9 race laps on this 5.66 nautical mile circuit. Vincent Sagna is towed off as the boats line up in preparation for the start of the race, and drivers anxiously await the green flag. the green flag goes up. Al-Zafin and Al-Mari with their hands locked together over the throttle as they hit speeds of 200 kilometers an hour on that starting chute to the first turn buoy. Farwak Giai gets the jump on Fendi 8. Fantastic start from Szabo Isiklar, who give it their all to nudge ahead of victory on the starting straight. They open a 4-boat lead with their blistering speed as the Norwegian-Turkish duo take control of the race early on. Szabo Isiklar gets to the first turn buoy, solidly in the lead. Victory in second position. No doubt shocked that this time they're the ones that have to play catch the leader. The boats go through their respective starting gates in groups of 3, a precaution designed to avoid some of the devastating collisions and accidents we've seen all too often at the start of a Class 1 race. As Szabo Isiklar comes around the first turn, Victory is right behind them, followed by Fendi Racing and Victory Estrella. In Team Abu Dhabi, Tommaso Poli and Falah Al Mansouri keep the edge over Fendi 8's Miles Jennings and Alfredo Amato. At the end of lap 1, Szabo Isiklar are the leaders with a 3-second gap over Victory. In third place, it's Fendi Racing who overtake Victory Estrella. Victory Estrella does not back down, going head-to-head with the Italians up to the top of the course. Szabo Isiklar does his short lap right off the bat, and that will increase their lead over Victory early on as the Szabo team looks on nervously. Fendi Racing also does a short lap, while Victory does a normal lap. That puts Fendi Racing into second position behind Szabo Isiklar, with Victory now unceremoniously bumped down to third place. Al-Zafin and Al-Mari are bouncing around the rough turn just ahead of their fellow blue boat, Victory Estrella, in fourth. Trouble early on for Fendi 8 as they stagger along on lap 2, with Farwak Giai passing them by. Team Abu Dhabi in 6th position, giving chase to Farwak Giai for the first 3 laps of the race. Poli and Al Mansouri give it their all to try and move up into 5th position, knowing they have the faster boat. Team Abu Dhabi does it, moving into 5th position ahead of Farwak Giai on lap 4. Fendi 8 are out of race 1. Unlucky start to their campaign. Going into lap 5, Szabo Isiklar in the lead, but with Fendi and Victory on their tail with a short lap in hand. Victory takes the fight to Fendi Racing on the long straight at the top of the course. Look at that acceleration! Victory nudges into second place, and with a short lap still in hand. That will make Szabo Isiklar very nervous indeed. At the top of the course, going around the B boys, Fendi is left in Victory's wake as defending world champions Al-Zafin and Al-Mari now set their sights on the red boat up ahead. Victory is flying out there as they play the waiting game to strike Szabo Isiklar with their short lap when the time is right. Fendi and Carpetella in third place are given chase by Victory Estrella from the 5th lap onwards as the Estrellas maintain their unrelenting pressure on the Italians. But the Italians hold firm with some brave racing to stave off Willerton and Nicholson. Poli and Al Mansouri keep up their steady racing in 5th position, not pushing too hard in Al Mansouri's first Class 1 outing. With lap 6 down, Victory have waited until the last moment to do their short lap, which all teams must complete before lap 7. They tried to narrow the distance between them and the blistering Szabo Uşaklar. Will their strategy pay off as they now take their short lap? Victory does it. Victory takes command of the race, pushing Szabo Uşaklar down to second position, opening an insuperable gap between them and the red boat with just 3 laps to go. 5-time world champion Al Zafin and 3-time world champion Al Mari now in the familiar position of having nothing but clear waters ahead of them. Victory continues its winning ways, starting the year with yet another win. Great racing from Szabo Uşaklar, who led the race until lap 7 and will be pleased with a second podium finish in a row. And for third place, Fendi bravely held off a dogged race-long challenge from Victory Australia to get on the podium again. The Australians make do with 4th, Team Abu Dhabi gets points in 5th, and Firewalk Shai completes another race in 6th.
Well, we were quite happy, but we were a little bit pissed off. Every turn our engine stopped, so we had to throttle back and forth to restart it again. So we carried on.
Very nice, I have to say. So tough. We had like Victory Australia really in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second and a half, was really tough and rough outside because always somebody in front, somebody in the back. Really a good race. Many overtaken, nice and short lap. Was nice, I enjoy a lot.
Really, I surprised regarding 91. I saw he have good acceleration. He reached the first buoy. The distance between him at least 40 meters. Then I try to continue to push. I am lucky. I am lucky when I go to short lap because he go the first boat. Then I try to continue to make it good time to go to the short lap. Then our radio man, he told me you have now to go. When I go, I saw myself is in the front 91.
With the day's excitement over, it was time to unwind, relax, and enjoy the night in true Class 1 style. With the season's first Edoxon race wins in their pocket, Victory went out the next day looking for a triple win clean sweep in Sanya. Szabo Uşaklar, heartened by their best ever race result with a runner-up finish in race 1, would be keen to see if they could go one better and beat Victory to the checkered flag. Race 2 would be 16 laps, including 1 start lap, 2 short laps, and 13 race laps around the 5.66 nautical mile course. Victory starts in pole, then Szabo Uşaklar and Fendi Racing completing the first start gate. They're off! Mohammed Al Mari lays down the throttle in that opening chute to the first buoy as the boats reach speeds of 200 kilometers an hour. Nicholson and Woollerton and Victory Australia make yet another solid start as they push ahead into third place. Up in the lead this time, it's Victory that has the advantage over Szabo Uşaklar, but Zaborowski and Usyk are pushing hard as they come around the first turn. They clip a wave and roll over! Szabo Uşaklar is out! Disaster! Team Szabo is stunned. Fortunately, Christian Zaborowski and Usyk emerge unhurt, but the boat is in bad shape as a red flag is called.
Well, we arrived together with Victory and Fendi on our outside. we start taking the turn together with Victory. We had enough, space between us, so nothing really that might have caused the accident. We just went into the turn and suddenly the boat started flipping around and then went upside down and then landed up on the right side. We're fine, but the boat is pretty much beaten up. Well, not lucky today.
Sabo Işıklar was out, but the race must go on, now reduced to 14 laps. The green flag goes up, the race is restarted. Victory powers ahead of the field on the start straight. Al Zafin once more throttle. Paulie and Al Mansouri had a good 5th place finish yesterday. Can they do even better in race 2? No surprises as Victory takes the first turn ahead of the field, with Fendi Racing a few boat lengths behind them. Victory Australia in 3rd just behind Fendi, and it looks like their on-water battle will pick up where it left off in race 1. Team Abu Dhabi has a good start in 4th place. Victory Australia putting it all out there, coming dangerously close to Fendi. They get the inside advantage on the turn as they lock into a one-on-one drag race to the top of the circuit. Nicholson and Willetton did in the first lap what they couldn't do in race 1. Victory 3 does its short lap. Meanwhile, Polyform has an electrical problem. Montevoci and Aladidi off to another rocky start. But Victory could care less as they enjoy clear waters. Team Abu Dhabi move up to 3rd after taking their short lap in lap 2. Going into lap 3, Victory extends its lead, but the multiple world champions are not taking anything for granted. Fendi Racing in 2nd with 1 short lap to go. Team Abu Dhabi 3rd ahead of Victory Australia. A solitary race so far for Faro Akçay as Nicolini and Gabbiani cruise in 5th. In lap 3, Victory Australia goes for its first short lap to see if they can thrust themselves back into 2nd position. The Aussies do it. They push ahead of the Italians, and it's now a blue Victory boat 1-2 up front. Fendi in 3rd, with Team Abu Dhabi bumped down to 4th, but with another short lap in hand. Willetton and Nicholson seem to have adapted just fine to Class 1 so far, edging the experienced and successful team of Fendi and Carpetella in just their 2nd race together. Fendi 8 in trouble, limping around the circuit with a flooded engine. They'll at least try and complete 70% of laps for some points. 4 laps down now as Victory opens its lead to a comfortable 20 seconds over Fendi Racing, who lap Polyform as last year's world number 3 maintains its pursuit of victory. Normally rivals when racing in Australia, Nicholson and Willetton here prove they're a formidable partnership as well. No changes in positions from lap 5 onwards as the race enters the final lap. Victory has opened a 40-second lead over their nearest pursuers as Almari and Al Zafin set their sights on a season-opening hat-trick in Sanya. It's been yet another dominating display from the Dubai powerhouse with over 13 world crowns under its belt and an incredible 93 wins from 168 starts. Race 2 winners, Victory! Al Zafin and Almari win it again. Victory Australia runners-up ahead of Fendi.
Fendi gave us, in the restart, Fendi gave us a good hard run, but we had changed our setup and we were confident after practice today. And then we did our 2 short laps relatively quickly in succession just to get some clear water because he's a tough competitor. In side-by-side racing, he was going to be tough to beat. We needed to get in front of him, and it went our way then.
The world standings at the end of round 1. Victory 16 points clear of Victory Australia and Fendi.
Definitely they really worked hard and they did a great job. They always the champions. They did it really like champions. They behaved like champions. They performed like champions. I'm really happy and I strongly believe that we'll continue this run.
Our boat is not how we expecting, so we're working hard now. We are hungry, more hungry, and we're working hard for sure for the Turkish Grand Prix, for have a new setup of the engine. This is what we need.
That concludes a fantastic Sanya Grand Prix. See you in Istanbul for rounds 2 and 3 of the 2013 UIM Class 1 World Powerboat Championship. And there we go. Race 1 is underway as the machines roar and scream through the starting chute. Go, Womax are out!